Hi, I'm Lucy, the host of I Can and I Am, and in this first video we're talking all about fear. Now, I've come across a lot of people who get in the situation where they say, I would love to do that, whether it's climbing a mountain, training and running a marathon, or just setting up their own business. It doesn't have to be something activity and adventure related, and they just say, oh, I'd love to do that, but I don't have, and they fill in the gap. They fill in the gap often with two factors of either time or money. So they say, I don't have time to train for a marathon, or they can't afford to quit their day job and set up their own business. But what I found when you dig a little deeper is actually that those aren't really the reason at all. And the real reason that's standing in their way is fear. And today I'm going to talk to you about fear and the fact that fear might be taking over your life and preventing you from living a life that you love without you even knowing about it. And that's pretty scary. So I want you to think about the things that you want to do in your life. Do you have a really great desire to let's say to run a marathon? And perhaps what's stopping you, first off, is that you have not got a bloody clue of how to do it. And you have no direction and no route through. Now, if I was to say to you that you needed to get from A to B and to give you the roadmap to do it, you wouldn't say, oh, I'm frightened and I don't know how. You'd look at the map and you'd do it. But if I said to you, oh, I need you to go from place A to place B and there's all of these barriers in between, you'd suddenly begin to get a bit frightened and just feel like, oh, I don't know if I can do that, Lucy. And this is where it comes in, is that often we stop ourselves before we've even let ourselves think and dream and get excited because we just think, I can't do that. That's not for me. And part of the problem there also is that we're scared. We're scared what people would think of us. We're scared of failure, of people. I mean, what will our neighbours say? What will people at work say if we're training for a marathon and we don't do it? What will all of our families say? Will we be letting them down? Or will they say, oh my God, you took that chance and you tried? I mean, how many people actually try and do something like a marathon and don't do it? They may perhaps give up before they get to the start line, or they may defer their entry, or they may run a marathon at a different time, but do they actually give up once they've committed? Or when they do commit, perhaps they're committing because they have a plan. And this is what's so important, and this is what's so helpful about this program and why we're starting with fear, because knowing that fear is the controlling factor is game changing. And knowing that fear is not going away is one of the biggest things that changed my life. Now I'm going to read something to you by Elizabeth Gilbert, and I hope this will resonate, and I hope you'll understand why I'm saying it changed my life. So Elizabeth Gilbert wrote a letter to fear, and she said, Dearest Fear, creativity and I are about to go on a road trip together. I understand you'll be joining us because you always do. And I acknowledge and believe that you have an important job to do in my life and that you take your job very seriously. Apparently, your job is to induce complete fear and panic whenever I'm about to do anything. Anything interesting that I might want to do, anything that I might say. And may I say, you actually do a brilliant job of it. So, by all means, keep doing your job, if you feel you must, but I will also be doing my job on this road trip, which is to work hard and stay focused. And creativity will be doing its job, which is to remain stimulating and inspiring. There's plenty of room in this vehicle for all of us, so make yourself at home. But understand this, creativity and I are the only ones who will be making any decisions. I recognise and respect that you are part of this family, and so I will never exclude you from our activities. But still, your suggestions will never be followed. You're allowed to have a seat, and you are allowed to have a voice, but you are not allowed to have a vote. You're not allowed to touch the roadmaps. You're not allowed to suggest detours. You're not allowed to fiddle with the temperature, and dude, you are definitely not allowed to touch the radio. But above all else, my dear, familiar, old friends, you are absolutely forbidden to drive. And I read this and I just thought, oh my God, she has nailed it. That is exactly what happens. We get so paralyzed by thinking that we shouldn't feel frightened, and that if we're frightened and we're scared, we're doing the wrong thing. But what if actually fear is always going to be there? So I was training, as many of you may know, to run 250 kilometers in the desert, 6 marathons in the desert. Yeah, in 5 days time, over a period of 5 days. And oh my God, was I scared. And I got to a point in the training where I felt like I had to stop. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't train anymore, and I couldn't run, and I was overwhelmed with fear. And then I remembered that that's part of it. That this self-doubt, the fear that you have, it has to be part of the journey, and you have to develop, and you have to say, oh my God, I got past that, because boy was I scared. I was scared in the training. I was so scared. I was part of a women's team. The whole buzz was around social media and putting ourselves out there and doing it on social media. And I was scared that I was going to be the one that didn't make it. The one where I didn't go, where I felt that I thought, oh my God, I'm going to be injured. And I just thought, I'm going to let people down. And I remember some days I could barely get up to train because the fear was paralyzing. So let me tell you, I've been there. I know what it feels like to be so frightened of letting yourself down. But what if really letting yourself down was never trying in the first place? What if you had all these big dreams and this potential, and this is what this course is about? This is why I'm so passionate, and I'm desperate for you to take part in this and change the way you view yourself, because you've got this inside you, and the only person holding you back is you. You can do this. Whatever your dream. I mean, I have no skills in business, and here I am running an incredibly, not one but 2 branches of a fitness business, and it's insane. I shouldn't be allowed to do this. I shouldn't be able to do this. But I've self-taught, and I've learned, and I've tried, and I've made mistakes. Oh my God, I've made mistakes. And you will too. And so what I want you to do this week is to let yourself dream, and to say, okay, fear, come on. You're coming along for the trip as well. And it's going to be a bumpy ride, and there's going to be times where fear is going to be louder and louder in your head, and we'll talk about how you're never going to get rid of fear, but I'll talk about how we're going to change that, not the mindset, but the voice. Everybody has a voice in their head, they do. But what if that voice, instead of telling you can't, you could train it to say, I can and I am, and you can and you will, and you're doing this. You're part of this course. And if you're here, we're 8.5 minutes through this video, you're with me still, and you're gonna do it. This is your time. You're special. Not everybody would sign up for a program like this. Not everybody has. And the fact that you're here, the fact that you're hungry for more, I know you can do this, and I know you can do this. This course is gonna help to take you from where you are now to your full potential. It doesn't mean that you have to be unhappy now. It doesn't mean you have to hate your life, but you just know that there's something more. And so without further ado, I want you to get tucked into the workbook for this week. And if you have any questions at all, contact me straight away, even if it's just to say, oh my God, fear, you're gonna be in the car all the time. And it's gonna be there on every single journey. You just have to learn how to make fear your friend and how to control that voice, and that's what we're going to be doing. Okay, enjoy the workbook, and I'll catch up with you soon.